Welcome to Lone Star Gun Talk, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Derek Wills, and I am glad that you are here. I am fired up today because we have a lot to talk about. It is all going to be essentially on the same topic, but for various reasons. And it's going to be one of those shows where I go off on a tangent. I just know, I can feel it in my bones that I'm going to go off on some tangent. It's already started. Listen to me. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but bump stocks are back in the news, and it's not good for anybody that cares about our right to bear arms. First of all, Chris Krispy Kreme, as I call him, that fat Republican up in New York, New Jersey. It may as well be New York. He's a blob of a man, and he's not a conservative. He's nothing, and people wanted him to be president. And that's so sad that people wanted this man to be president because he's a hard talker. That's all. He just lays it down. That's what he does. That Chris Christie, I like him. He tells it like it is. That's what it is. Well, guess what? He just signed away the Second Amendment rights of everybody in the state of New Jersey the day before leaving office. He signed a bill that banned bump fire stocks fully. You can't even possess one. So before he signed this bill, it was illegal to have a bump stock on your firearm. That said, now you can't even possess one still in the package. Doing so carries a 3 to 5 year prison sentence and a fine of up to $15,000. If you are already in possession of one, you have 90 days to turn it into law enforcement. This is confiscation, and it's done by a quote-unquote Republican. For anybody that says that Democrats aren't coming after your guns, look at this. This right here is confiscation. You cannot possess it in the state of New Jersey without facing a prison sentence. And you have to turn it into law enforcement. It might not be the form of confiscation that some people think, where law enforcement's beating on doors and doing a search, but it's confiscation nonetheless. And let me clear the air here. Fully automatic fire is not a good mode of operation. If you want to kill a lot of people, doing so with full auto is not going to be the best means of employment. Why? It wastes ammo. If you want your kill count to be higher, then you need to conserve ammo. Anybody who's been in the military knows how ineffective fully automatic fire is, because it not only does it waste ammo, but it's also completely inaccurate. The more rounds that go through the tip of your muzzle at a high rate, the more your muzzle moves. The more your muzzle moves, the less amount of pinpoint accuracy you have. There is no aim small, miss small whenever it comes to full auto. It's accuracy by volume, okay? And ammo, it's quite heavy. Anybody who's carried a few mags on them knows how heavy ammunition can be. And it goes quick. A 30-round magazine goes in less than 4 seconds, completely gone. How many of those are you going to carry? Okay, a 100-round drum is 3 of those plus a little extra. So you're talking maybe 12 seconds of continuous fire before you're out and you have to reload. Also, those are very heavy. It is one of those things that people formulate their opinions based on complete ignorance. And you know what really it is? It's all based on these Hollywood BS movies that they make where Arnold Schwarzenegger is, using an M4 and is firing fully automatic for 12 minutes before he ever has to reload. That's what it boils down to. And you see this, and it's a lie. It is a full-on lie. That is not how things work. You want to know how quickly it takes for a full auto M4 to dissipate its magazine? Check this out. This is a video from YouTube of a Marine Corps grunt doing some ammo wasting. And every time you hear him stop firing, that's him reloading another magazine. Keep in mind, mags are heavy. Ammo is heavy. You're not going to carry around 14,000 rounds because, well, you can't. So check this out. This is how quick a magazine goes. There it is. That was 2 mags gone. And he does this for about a minute. You heard how quickly those went. He goes through quite a few magazines. That's like a full combat loadout that he went through. And it's all gone in under a minute. So the next time somebody tries to tell you how deadly a fully automatic weapon is, laugh at them, because it's not. You don't use this under hardly any circumstances. If anybody ever actually saw the movies Zero Dark 30, they actually did a great job on the SEAL raid because the SEALs aren't using full auto. Why? Because of ammo control. They know that it's precious. They can't afford to waste it. Until after he's dead, then they pumped Osama bin Laden's body full of rounds. But that's a whole nother topic. So Chris Christie has banned a device that makes a semi-automatic somewhat kind of function fully automatic, even though fully automatic is not a viable form of operation. It's just not. So, moving on, the ATF is considering rules, and this is a bit more pressing because it affects everybody in the U.S. The ATF is considering rules that would reinterpret the, quote, machine gun definition as set by the National Firearms Act of 1934, as well as the Firearm Owners Protection Act of 1986. Now, this would effectively ban bump fire stocks all across the United States because of this. So they are proposing a rule. Now, right now, everyone can comment on the Office of the Federal Register. The ATF has posted up their notice of proposed rulemaking change up for everybody to submit a formal comment. And as of right now, there are 7,805 public comments available. I am going to include a link into the description of this podcast. It has also already been posted on the Lone Star Gun Rights Facebook page. I would highly, highly encourage everybody to go there to make your voice heard. The deadline is January 25th to submit comments. And after that, then comments will be closed, and it will be up to the ATF on whether or not they want to further infringe upon our rights as Americans and as children of God to have the means to defend ourselves by whichever means we see fit. I have commented on behalf of Lone Star Gun Rights, and this is what I wrote. I said, the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution does not contain any qualifiers or disqualifiers of arms. It was intentionally left vague to include all arms that one might find themselves comfortable using in defense of himself, his property, his neighbors, his state, or even his country. As outlined in Federalist 46, at the root of the right to keep and bear arms was the ability to defend oneself from tyranny. If that wasn't grounds enough to stop such a blatant attack on our rights, consider Article 1, Section 1, which states, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall consist of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The BATFE rule change violates this, as it is an agency of the executive branch. Furthermore, the 10th Amendment states that powers not specifically granted to the federal government belong to the states and to the people. Since the Constitution does not grant Congress the authority to delegate legislative powers to any body, including an executive agency, any rule created, changed, or otherwise altered by the BATFE that has the effect of law is unconstitutional. Finally, fully automatic fire is not an effective mode of operation. In a firefight, ammunition is a precious commodity and shall not be wasted. Fully automatic is rarely used in combat by military or law enforcement due to the consumption of ammunition and the detrimental loss of accuracy. Fully automatic is typically used in a defensive posture as a means of suppressive fire or when the enemy is not visible. I would hope that the ATF would consider these three reasons and refuse to enact yet another unconstitutional law. Again, I would highly encourage you to go to the Federal Register's website that I have linked and post a comment. It doesn't have to be as long or as elaborate as that. Just post a comment voicing your displeasure with the proposed rule, and leave it at that. Don't curse at them. It makes us look bad, and I know that you won't. I'm just saying it for if there are a couple of people that might get a little froggy. Don't get froggy. Just voice your opinion and leave it at that. Okay. Wow. I have covered a lot and quite a short amount of time. I'm actually kind of done for today. I thought that I would spend a lot more time on this. Please, though, this is one of those episodes that I'm going to ask you to share around and make sure that as many people hear it as possible, because we really, really need as many comments on the ATF website as humanly possible. Again, I will link it here in the description of the podcast. I will also I'll pin it to the top of the Lone Star Gun Rights Facebook page, and you can find it there. Again, the comments stop on January 25th. So if it's after that date and you're listening to this, it's too late. However, if it's before then, even, before midnight, go there and comment as best you can, and make sure as many people do as well. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Next week, we're going to have a special guest, Mr. Sean Cody of Texas NFA Trust. He's going to be on the show to talk about SHOT Show. So that should be fun. So until next Sunday, Lone Star Gunners, arm yourself with knowledge and share the ammo.